We've had a lot of important conversations along the way with Dr. Irene Ghobrial of Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and Dr. Karen Wakefield from the Meharry Vanderbilt Alliance about multiple myeloma. Now, we've seen this. We've talked to you about it in terms of the impact of COVID and a lot of other things, and we talked about the interrelationship with cancers. And we are really recommending people to become part of the study to be able to look at helping us develop knowledge about it. At the same time, helping them become diagnosed early with it. Now, if there's one thing that you'd recommend to all of us out here relative to the potential risk from multiple myeloma, what would it be?
So let me start because I think Dr. Ghobrial is going to have a much more developed answer than me. But here's one of the things that I always recommend for people to do, and that's to have and develop a good relationship with a primary care provider, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't matter, if you have disease risk or not, please do that because, making sure that we have our annual physical exams allows us, number one, to make sure that we're staying ahead of things. Again, those blood tests sometimes can find things that we might not know are pre-existing. But when you have a relationship with a primary care provider, if you're not feeling well, then you have somebody to talk to. And I think it's really important to know your body, know your numbers. So if you're getting blood tests and you say, oh, well, my it looks like I'm anemic, my red blood cell count's going down or whatever. It's part of it is really being knowledgeable about your body and also making sure you have somebody else who can help you through. Now, I must say, multiple myeloma does not impact every individual the same, right? And so, for most people, they can just make sure they're doing that. But as you've heard, individuals at high risk, those who may have a first degree relative who has either multiple myeloma or one of the precursor lesions, and for Blacks, I must say, what I'm going to say is please consider joining the Promise Study because I think that this will help us go such a long way to identifying how we might go about including screening for multiple myeloma as part of everyday standard care.
Well, I think one of the things that I point out, and you obviously know this, but we look at COVID again. The risk factors among people of color is off the charts, and again, unfortunately, many of the people don't have primary care physicians. I mean, growing up, my primary physician was the emergency room at the hospital, and I think that still continues today. So,
Yes.
what should people do if they don't really have a regular family physician?
Get one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard question. I'm going to give that one to Karen, but I would just say that, going back to Karen's point, knowledge is power, and really knowing everything as much as you can is so important. And having the support system is also another power, because you may be overwhelmed with the information, or it may be way too much. I mean, I think of my parents, if I have them go alone to their doctor, they're going to come out there not knowing anything. Right. And I have to be an advocate there to help. And I think all of our patients need an advocate. And I think one of the solutions is we should be able to provide advocacy. We should be able to provide that knowledge for them available everywhere. And I hope that's sort of the next step in our care, is we are here to provide knowledge and advocacy for the people who don't have it, and potentially trying to find insurance, trying to help them get the primary care doctor. It's not that hard. We should be able to do it. It is hard, but we should be able to do it.
In the United States, we should be able to do it.
It's insurmountable.
Yeah. Europeans look at us and say, how could you not have insurance? How could you not have a PCP? And again, let's think about it. This is not acceptable.
Right. Again, if our listeners want to get more information about the Promise Study and multiple myeloma, how can they get it? Where can they find it?
Lots of places online. I think the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation is a wonderful foundation to look at. The International Myeloma Foundation, all of those are available for education and information. And I think Karen and many others provide that information online also, social media and other places. We would love to also put more educational information out there. And we're happy to answer questions. We are here really to answer those questions.
And it's the promisestudy.org.
It is the promisestudy.org, where you can basically log in, look up all the information. And we're hopefully actually changing that website to be more interactive and more easy for you to access.
Perfect. Dr. Winkfield, were you going to add something there?
No, I was actually just going to mention the promisestudy.org is the website, and that's where people can go and get more information about the study, look to see if they might be eligible, and also then to sign up. And as Dr. Ghobrial mentioned, now with telemedicine, it really makes a difference. We can have people from all over who are really able to participate. So hopefully people will check it out.
I know. Well, again, thank you both for being here today, and we appreciate the information you gave us. And we look forward to learning more about the disease and to see you in the future.
Great. Thank you so
again.
much.